Hey guys, it's JStarWars360 here with, hold on a second. Sorry, I just ate. Note to self, do not eat before, advice for you viewers. Do not eat right before you do a video. It's a little hard to talk about breathing, but I should be okay. Anyway, so, as you may or may not know, J.K. Rowling admitted that she regrets having Harry and Ginny wind up together. She thinks Harry and Hermione were the ideal couple. I'll have a link to this news in the description if you do not believe me for some reason, but this is an official statement by J.K. Rowling, and I want to give you my thoughts on it. Now, first off, I have to say, yeah, I mean, Harry and Hermione would make a good couple. But the question is, should she do it? And to that I say, well, it depends. I mean, if Harry and Hermione wind up together, then that means that Ron and Hermione don't wind up together. I know there's a ton of people out there who are obsessed with this Ron and Hermione couple thing. I mean, when I saw Deathly Hallows Part 2 in theaters, when Ron and Hermione kiss, everyone in the theater started cheering. Like, there was no boo, Harry and Hermione not getting together. So, and also, who's Ron gonna wind up with then? Some random character we don't know? Yeah. So, and besides, if it was the other way, let's say Harry and... Ugh, never mind. And besides, let's say Harry and Hermione wound up together and Rowling announced, well, I wish Harry had wound up with Ginny and Ron and Hermione had gotten together. I'm pretty sure similar reactions would have happened. Like, there would have been a really strong advocate for Ron and Hermione. Like, if Harry and Hermione had wound up together. So, yeah. That's my thoughts. But here's the thing. Does it really matter? Does it really, really matter who winds up with who at the end? I mean, yes, first off, they play both sides of the coin, not so much in the books, but in the movies, they sort of play the whole Harry and Hermione, Ron and Hermione thing, so we get both of them, especially in the movies. So, if fans of both groups get what they want, and also, they don't really get together until after the movies, in the epilogue. So it's not really the focus. I mean, when you're reading Harry Potter, are you primarily reading it because you want to know who winds up with whom, or are you reading it because you like the characters in the world and you want to spend time there? I felt exactly. I mean, in Book 7, were you mainly reading Book 7 just because you wanted to know who got together? I mean, that was part of it. I mean, people are curious, but at the end of the day, when I think of what happens, the awesome stuff from Book 7, I'm not going to be thinking of the kissing scenes. I'm going to be thinking of, like, the tale of the three brothers, that whole bit about learning what the Deathly Hallows are. Dumbledore's backstory. Snape's backstory. Oh my gosh, that scene was incredible. Neville killing the snake. And the shit going down, like Voldemort taking over and Harry and Ron and Hermione being on the run and having to use everything they've learned in the books to survive. That's what I'm going to remember. I really don't care that much about the romance. So J.K. Rowling mentions this one little epilogue detail, and the internet explodes over something really... I mean, I know some people get mad if I say it's significant, but really it is. I mean, them getting together happens after the war, after everything. Avatar: The Last Airbender. What was more of an interest to you, seeing Aang and Katara get together, or the fights between Aang and Ozai and Zuko and Azula? My point exactly. It's a minor thing. Romance, while it is part of Harry Potter, was never the focus. It was just this little thing. So this minor thing, J.K. Rowling regrets changing, and the internet's exploding. It really doesn't matter. I mean, in a story where romance is the focus, then it would matter. Like Hunger Games, the romance. Now, you might argue that Oh well, we learn who gets with who at the end of the books. But to be fair, the Katniss's relationship with Peeta and Gale is a really big part of the story. Like the romance is one of the major parts of the story. I mean, Katniss has to get with Peeta to to win the crowd over and get out of the Hunger Games. Then she has her bit the Katniss's dilemma between Gale and Peeta is a big part of Hunger Games. More so than Harry's relationship with Hermione, Cho, Ginny. Like that stuff for me was always on the side. Hunger Games, it was more up center. So there, if like Susan Collins says, "Oh, I wish Katniss had spoilers," wound up with Gale instead of Peeta, then you'd be like, yeah, that would kind of matter. I mean, it is sort of a more bigger deal. Or Twilight. I mean, I haven't read the books, but who Bella winds up with. Romance is the focus of that book. So it would make sense if it was such a big deal if whoever wrote Twilight said she regretted Bella winding up with whoever she winds up with. Don't spoil it in the comments in case I read it someday. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I mean, yes, it would be nice if Harry and Hermione went together, but at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. Romance was never a huge part of why I loved Harry Potter. And yeah, that's all I have to say at this point. And this is J Star Wars 360 signing out.